What is up, people? Soloist TCG here with another video bringing you a deck profile on Red Purple Kid. I do want to give credit where credit is due. This list was made by a guy named Jai. He's Maki's dad. Pretty sweet. He won a flagship with this. Right here, deck used Red Purple Kid. And he went up against a a black purple Luffy, a Blackbeard, and 3 Shanks. So that kind of shows that this deck is not bad, right? Because he went into pretty good matchups. Not necessarily good for Kid, but like hard matchups to play against. So it's not like he just got a bunch of other people trying to win with something quirky. No, he did pretty good with a Red Purple Kid. A lot of people were laughing at this leader when it first came out, because when this leader first came out, funny story, it came out with Red Purple Luffy and Red Purple Law, the banned one. And this was right around when I first started playing the game, and I saw these leaders and I looked at this one and said, there's no way this isn't the best one, right? Because I didn't know the game, and 5 life automatically meant better than the other two. This leader sucks so bad. And I say sucks because I wanted to say sucked, but I started to say sucks because I'm so used to saying that Kid sucks, but he doesn't anymore because his new support is pretty good. So let's kind of look at what he was going through in his thought process, I think, when he made this deck list. Now, huge shout outs to this guy. Am I following him? I'm not. Fraud. But go follow him. Pretty awesome player that he can do this. It's at Kid. Yeah, I don't know. I can't pronounce that. But this is who won this flagship with this. And it's a pretty awesome list. So let's go ahead and look at it a little bit. This Kid Killer is actually searchable in this deck with this Killer Searcher, which is kind of weird because it says like a top 5 cards with the 1 Kid Pirate's Heart other than Killer, but it counts as something you can grab because it's Kid and Killer. So you can actually get this card with the search, which is pretty cool. Dragon, because he's one of the best red cards in the game. You have this blocker right here, which gives a 4,000 power leader plus 1,000 power for the turn, which is the only leader in the entire game that's ever 4,000 power until you have 3 life, which is crazy to me. But yeah, they got tech for that. You got Beckman just because it's such a good card to remove. You don't even need to be able to reduce with power. It's just, this hits so many targets in the game right now. It's just very good to play. You got Wire here, which is just generic 2K, but there comes a situation in our last game where I could have used this to go for 1 because he does gain rush if your leader has 7,000 power and the Kid Pirates type, which when attacking Dawn -1, this leader gains plus 2,000 power. It's pretty easy to give this leader 2,000 power. So that's synergy with that and just a good rush card to push for win. You have a Searcher, generic. The card that was actually made for this deck but is used in any other deck until now. It's just the blocker Kid. You know, when a Dawn is returned to your Dawn deck, you can add 1 Dawn card instead of this active. So it just makes it to where you can reliably do this every single turn and not really lose a Dawn. And in fact, gain an active Dawn to use somewhere else. You get another 2K and Kamizo. It is Kid Pirates, thank God, even though at the time when we had Kamizo, we didn't know it was Killer. So it's kind of weird that it has Kid Pirates on it. But when a Dawn is returned to the Dawn deck, KO something with 2 or less. In a meta where people think that cheap chump blockers are safe, they're not actually safe. This is very good tech against that. Like Zoro's running 1 cost Chopper again. Vasco Shot exists in the Blackbeard deck. You've got a ton of little baby blockers running around that you can now hit with this. Robin is in, I think it's a 2 cost blocker Robin in Luffy. This hits those. And if you don't need to use it because you're not going up against a deck that uses jump blockers like Shanks, then it is just 2K. This card is I'm Invincible for Kid. When you play it, Dawn -1, set up 1 of your leaders with Kid Pirates top is active. So you can swing. If you have 10 Dawn, you can technically play this twice. So what you would want to do is swing and not use the leader ability. Play this, return a Dawn, set this as active. Swing again, return a Dawn, go up to 7K, play this again, return a Dawn, set him as active, attack again, return a Dawn, and then it goes up to 9K. So you can, it's when attacking and not once per turn. So if you keep setting him as active, you can keep returning Dawn and making him stronger, stronger, and stronger. It would be cool if this card said choose up to one of your Kid Pirates types character named Kid with Kid in the name instead is active, so you can do it with Kid Killer. That might be a little too strong because Kid Killers when attacking is a little stronger than Kids, but just because you don't have to Don minus and they just have to be at 2k or 2 life or less. I'm talking so weird right now. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I'm tired. I don't feel good today, but very good card. Very good for going for wins. And at the end of it, even if you want to play it in mid game to just push aggression, he's a 5k body at the end of it. So very, very good. Right here, you have a Kid card. You add the top card of your life to your hand, which you want to do because it's an extra card draw and it gets you below 4 life faster. So you're a normal leader. And then you ramp an active Dawn. So it's just ramp for the deck, a way to get life out if they try to starve you. A lot of people like to starve this deck at 4 life so that you stay as a 4k leader. So cards like this really combat that pretty good. Now this person put in the Banish Zoro, the promo Zoro, and I was like, that's interesting, but I think this card is pretty good into Teach because not only does Teach not want to take too much life because they can't counter, but if they, well, no, they're okay with taking life early because they need their hand size, but this goes against that, right? That's why Robin is a pretty good matchup into Teach, and this card is just really good for that too. So a really good way to just hit through and get Banish, and even if you're not facing Teach, Banish on a 7k swing is nothing to scoff at. It's very good. Pretty good card. The best 2k in the game, Usohachi. I mean, rest of 5 costs or less. Almost every blocker we're dealing with in this meta is a 5 cost or less. So rest it and go for face. And then we have a 0 cost just to get stuff going in the Diggy breaks out of hand for 3k counter, and then trigger, add a Dawn card from your Dawn deck set is active, so it helps ramp. That comes up in one of my games. I don't know if it's one of the games I recorded or tested with. I'm not sure, but it's a good card. Shout out to this guy too for making, he says my first deck, and this was one of my first decks. I say all the time, Enel and Uta were my first decks, but in between there, I played around with this deck when I barely knew how to play the game. I'm quickly left it alone because I was like, oh, sucks. But yeah, shout out to this guy. Big shout outs. Go follow him everywhere. Pretty cool dude, seems like. Make sure you throw him a follow. He's a 2-time Flagship champion, so he is pretty good at One Piece. And I can tell because he won with Kid. Now, I will say Kid is not like meta. Don't expect to show up and take out all of your Shankses and Blackbeards and Floofys and Dofys at your locals, which this deck probably gets destroyed by Dofi, I will just say. But it's not bad. It's literally, of the anti-meta leaders I've been going over here lately, I would say probably the best one. It has a very weird place in the meta where it's kind of like at the bottom, like the bare bottom of viable leaders that you can actually do well with. You can push this at a really good high local level, but when it comes to flagships and regionals, you're probably not going to get as good results as you will with Dofi or Shanks. Now, this guy did, because this guy is probably an incredibly good player, but the ceiling for this deck is just lower than those other decks. But that's what makes it so cool, is that if you really want to be passionate about it, you can push it and get flagship wins like this guy did. That's kind of how I feel about Uta in the past, is Uta was really not the best leader, but good enough to where if you're passionate enough and you're good enough at the deck and you're good at pilot, you can push that deck. I think Uta is kind of in the same boat as Kid in this meta. This video is not about Uta, but this video is about Kid. So it's a very fun leader, and I think this list is probably pretty strong. I don't even know what else you would want to play in it. And spoiler warning before we get into the games, I'm not the one who made the list, and I'm not a pilot of this deck. I've not played it in over a year. Today was literally the first time I've played it since I started playing the game. So I'm not good at it. I don't understand it to the levels other people do. But I did want to show this off, show off the creator that made it, give props for winning a flagship. Maybe one day I'll win a flagship with Arlong, and then I can make an Arlong video. Arlong's not that good, but I like him better. He's cool. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Enjoy the games, Sabo and Teach, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. All right, we're going to go against a Sabo Red-Yellow from the other Ultimate Starter Deck collection. The one that's arguably better at this point, now that we don't have RP Law. We're going second. We can double search. That's not bad. Not bad. That's a very good card to get this early. We will play this. Let's get this for some rush later and maybe get a 2K. Let's get this 2K and pass. This 2K would be really good against Bella Betty too, to get rid of the searchers and the raise max and everything. Not a bad idea. 5 at lead. I'm gonna be taking a damage next turn. Do I want to go down that low this fast? Yeah, why not? F it, we ball. Who cares? A rush Zoro? Okay, I definitely am not gonna take that. That would just be silly. I will give you a 2K though. Between that and Usohachi, I do think Usohachi is probably better to hang on to. I do respect him playing Rush Zoro in this build. I love Rush Zoro in that deck. But you can't do anything else, so it's time to pass. Time to pass. Thank you. Need another search to do, but we'll go ahead and just use this card action and gain 1 active Dawn. Let's throw another search. Maybe grab another, besides Kid or Killer. That kind of sucks, but this counts. I don't know. I feel like I want to grab Counter, but then again, getting another Kid Killer does sound fun. We're gonna go ahead and, do we clear this? Yeah, I think we cleared this. We're gonna be at 6 next turn. There's no way he saves this. 2 2Ks on a Zoro. Kinda nuts. I feel like I understand the late game plan for this deck a lot, but the early game, I don't know. I do think it's really cool that it won a flagship though. This deck always seemed really fun to me. But it just sucks. But maybe it doesn't suck so bad anymore. Alright, so we're no longer debuffed. So we can get a little more aggressive with our counters. So he's going to play something. I don't think he can leader ability this turn. And I cannot Beckman next turn. That's one thing to keep in mind. Do we give him a counter or do we take? I think I'm going to give him a counter. I'm bricked up pretty bad right now. And I don't want to risk any. Another Zoro. Ooh, man. I hate to give him one of these. But I think I'm going to. My hand is pretty unfortunate right now. I can't lie. So I think we just go for getting some counter out of his hand. I do think I need to play one of these unbuffed right now. I don't want to Dawn minus with leader. I'm not getting my blocker Kid, so that does kind of suck. Let's see what I get out of him. A 1K. Let's drop this. Attack him again for 5. And then if he blocks counters out of this, I'll just give him a 7 from lead. Cool. I'm going to give him a 7 from lead either way because we do want to start chunking down on his health. We're not a starve deck. I played so much Anel here lately that I've kind of been playing almost every matchup I do as a starve. I'm like, oh, he's low on hand size. I'm not going to swing, which is a good idea in this game, but I do it to a little bit to an extreme degree sometimes just because I'm so used to playing Anel. All right, so we're going to start taking some hits, I think. That's okay. We can pretty much kill anything he plays next turn with Beckman anyway, so I'm not too concerned. You can have that, absolutely. Spoiler alert, I have another one. Now it comes down for 5 Dawn. I think this man plays a lot of Rush Zoro. What do you all think? You've got it. So now I'm tempted. He's getting low on hand size. Maybe I just play Dragon. He does use that to heal, which is okay. He's not getting total value off of that. We definitely don't play this now. Maybe we do just play Dragon. Go pretty wide. I can play Dragon. How many more times can I say that? Yes, I can play Dragon. Let's toss this at lead. We'll go down. I think we just use card action. Screw it. Who cares? We'll go 9-9. No trigger here. That's a very awkward situation we're putting him in. Maybe he's bricked. I will be very excited to see this Zoro come back next turn. No trigger off the top, which is really unfortunate for him. Sometimes that deck feels like it does require triggers to be super good. Okay, we're playing Garp. We're going to find some babies. All right, let's find some babies. Who's the Goo Goo Gaga today? It's going to be Ace. Might get hit with a Rush Ace here. Ow! Rush Ace is pretty cool in this deck because you can play it right now, hit me, and then bounce it to life, and then play the Kid Ace and get it back. It's a pretty cool combo. But actually, yeah, no, he can do that. He has just enough Dawn to do that. 5 for the ace, 2 for the baby, and 1 on leader. Which means we're going to be taking a beating here. I don't have any 2Ks in hand. I probably play this deck pretty wrong. I just want to showcase that someone did something cool and try to learn it, okay? I'm not saying I'm good at this deck. I'm just saying fun, all right? This is a really fun card to play with, though. Pretty much got to go for a win with it, though. Oh, he's not doing that combo, though. He must not have ace in his hand. 2 Dawn on lead. Maybe he's just going to swing with it. He could swing with it and then put it Dawn here to swing wide. But he just put that out. He actually can't do that. All right, well, he's doing this. Got him. I mean, I could give up 10, 11, 12. I could give up all of these, but I don't think that's a good idea. Is he going to play the ace in his Hail Mary and hope to God that it's something else? That was a very dumb idea. Yeah, I don't know if I fully support that, brother. He is going to Hail Mary. Well, he's going to set up a Hail Mary. Now, we could kill her this turn. That'd be pretty funny. We have enough Dawn to do it and Kid Killer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it could be a funny turn. Why don't we do that? So let's swing with Kid Killer first. And if he's bricked, we could, funnily enough, win this turn. 5 Dawn up for this. And it can swing next turn, which is a really cool thing about this card. It's almost good to play this card to get a little bit of mid-game aggression, too, maybe. Because then it sticks. Really good on-play effects. I'm assuming people he takes in so many of these for the Teach matchup, just like he does those Zoros. Do we get a Frankie on board? I'm not really scared of losing. I'm going to go ahead and swing and use card action. Buff me up to 7. Let's see what happens here. He surely is going to counter out of this. And worst comes to worst, I mean, we do technically have 3 other bodies here to swing with. I think we're going to be getting him to 0 this turn, though. Select 1 Dawn. We'll set him as active. Swing again. Return another. And 9K. That's such a fun combo, man. Very cool, unique idea with this card. So he is at 0. Unless he can block up, he loses guaranteed next turn. Because I can just poke through with this and then Dawn, all Dawn leader and swing. Away she goes. He's going to have to get desperate. He'll have to kill Kid Killer for sure. And I'm tempted to just counter out depending on what he can do. Now, some Sabos do play the Momonosuke, and the Momonosuke is a very funny card to play. Oh, I guess we don't have it guaranteed because he can heal this turn, can he? Okay. So it's not guaranteed. Which is sad. Unless he does this combo. He draws this Sabo. If you have 4... That's not a very good card. That's not a very good card. How much is it? The 3 cost? I mean, no, that's not a very good card. That's a very bad card, actually. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't think it's good. That's just me, though. Actually, we do have another one of these for next turn, so we can actually pretty much for sure go for game. And I just noticed that. We're not scared of dying, so I am going to take this. I'm not really scared at all of dying. He could split his Dawn up here and try to push for a game. 6 here, and then he can buff something. 7 here, and then he can buff something up. Then he has some Dawn. I am a little scared of Rush. Wow. Still no 2Ks. Actually could lose here if he plays this right. He has 2 other bodies to swing with. But he's going to want to bounce this over, and okay. Yeah, maybe this is actually getting a little cookage. He's back. He's back for his revenge. That might have been a throw. Because now he has 3 Dawn up. This is 7K. I say we just let this hit me. Unless he attacks here, and then he's going to swing 5. We counter the 5 all day, right? Counter the 5 all day. He's going to swing this into Kid Killer. I would have to give up too many cards to save it. Or he could swing it into us. We'll take. Whatever. Yeah, he's cooked. He's cooked. So let's drop down 5. Maybe should have made that a 6, but whatever. It's okay. We'll make this an 8. Give me cards. I mean, I could have probably played Dragon. I feel like this is safer, though. The 2 hits with leader is going to feel really nice. We need 5. 1, 2. So we have 5 up. Let's just swing, use card action. Give me this. 9k at face. You can counter out of it, but then you got 11k coming right after. This is a cool card. It's like an I'm invincible, but it just makes your leader hit harder every time. And you can only do it twice. But it also is a body that has 1k counter, so it arguably might be a little better than I'm invincible. Watch this become... I'm invincible is the reason I love Uta so much. Watch this become one of my favorite decks now. That's going to be crazy. Okay, we got the 8k with the 0 cost, which is a good sign for us. Okay, and there's guaranteed no way to select one down to return. We'll return this one. Stand as active. Swing again. Use card action and 11k face. You cannot counter that. Very fun deck. Wow, very fun deck. See, the end game goal is pretty easy. Yeah, I don't think you got it, bud. Unless these are 2-2Ks. Nope. No. Actually, I guess that was a little riskier than I thought. I'm ready for a rematch. I'm going to find somebody else. I'm sorry. I will say GG, though. Almost said FF. GG. Next game. All right, we will throw it against a Teach. Let's see how this goes. So, we're going to have to find some of the other cards I think that are teched in for this matchup. Like Zoro and Kid Killer. Dragon's pretty good. Just going pretty aggressive on him. He chose to go first, which is interesting. He doesn't really care too much about getting that ramp. I'm going to mulligan. We did get a Zoro. That's not bad. No ramp. That kind of sucks. Which, I mean, we probably wouldn't get to do it anyway because it's on play. Get a Beckman. That's kind of a dead card now, too. I don't have anything to do, so we're going to just end turn. Six cost is a little awkward and hard for Teach to remove. They have to use like all of their Dawn. Takes a Laboon and then a Van Augur to get Doc Q to kill it. That is one thing I do like about Teach, or going against him, I guess, is that he doesn't remove as easily as any other black deck. This is my age. Have we seen a 10 cost come through? I'm not really paying close attention. What we got here when attacking? Oh, so it's some mill card. Still got my on plays. Is there anything I can really use to... I could play this. And then we'll swing. I have to use card action. Yeah, choose 0 enemies. It's 2 or less, right? That's good for Vasco Shot. Okay, next turn will be at 5. I did kind of screw myself out of a next turn Zoro, but I did want to get some pressure on. Again, we'll take hits. I don't really care. Give me Kid Killers, please. I need those. Even if they're just poking 5, I still think that is very valuable. And no need to worry about actually swinging into that because Kamazo will kill it. This actually might be a pretty good matchup for Teach. Sometimes one when attacking. We get another Lafitte. He's going to double surge with Lafitte, I think. That's fine. I guess. What do you get? Jesus. Got Jesus Burger. We will take 2 hits. I don't care. Poke 5. I'll take both of them. And then he's going to hard cycle. Attack. Okay, we get something that could have rush, which is actually pretty good in this matchup as well. Let's see what else happens here. We could actually play out the... I mean, he has to hit us again, so we get to 3 live. That would be a little awkward, but, I mean... Once per turn... He'll keep one. He did get a Teach. That kind of sucks. He did not swing again. He did Black Hole, though. So we can't do the on-play. 5 Dawn on this curve is a little bit awkward. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. 5 Dawn in this economy? let's swing into one of the Lafitte's with this guy. And then I guess we can play out this just to have a blocker. And then we can swing into face, return a Dawn, and we'll kill the Lafitte. So 8 into face, get him to 3 life, and pass. Finally be at 6 next turn, which means Zoro can be plopped down. You have to do too much Dawn returning in this matchup, I feel like, just to be able to even swing into him. Because he doesn't want to take my life, because he wants to keep me a 4K. Which is why Kid is pretty good in this matchup, I guess. If he wants to swing into Kamazo, I do think I want to save him because he's too valuable to get rid of the small bodies that Teach plays. Vasco shot's not really useful against it. Do I have a 2K? I won't get any use out of this one. No blocker. We'll give you 2K. 1K, because these are going to be kind of dead cards. Full. Still minus 1,000. Kid Killer is pretty good. Might be better than this, honestly. This is scarier for him. Maybe we do plop this down, but it is 1K counter as well. We're not, actually, hold on, we're not black holed. He didn't black hole us, so we could do this, actually. Ooh, that might be way better. Go ahead and get this pressure going. So let's swing 6 at face. Okay, let's swing here, use card action, give me that back. Choose 0 enemies. Cool, and then we will play out him again. Card action. We're going down a lot, but as long as we're within range of using Kid Killer, I think we're fine, because he's not going to even be at 10 next turn. Trigger? That's unfortunate. All right. Damn. Okay, that sucks. Was that a finger pistol? Sure was. Cool. No Teach yet. Yeah, you got him. He's dead. But he can't use a blocker this turn. And I do have a Kid Killer. If we want to swing with our blocker, maybe we can... We'll have 5 Dawn, though, so it's going to be tough. Depends on much counter. Hopefully he has break. He pulls out a Lafitte. He's going to double search, I think. And it's especially good for us. He might not actually leader ability next turn because he wants to keep... What's he pull with this one? Vasco shot. Vasco shot changes things. So now he can have a blocker. We're still not at fear of dying, though. 4 life is still super healthy. Vasco shot comes down. He probably wants to swing now, I'm assuming. That would be cool. He is going to swing. He wants to get his hand filled back up. Well, get to see what he does. He does discard a Jesus and a Laboon. I'm going to assume he pulled out counter with that. And I really don't care to take another hit after this because I know we're safe. Even with 2 life. Okay, we finally get a kid. 5 cards in hand. I don't think we can win it, but we can pressure a lot right now. And put him in a really sticky situation. Okay, so 5 Dawn. This is not an on play. It's a when attacking. So I say we go 5... 7/7. We're gonna put him at 0 if we do this. Is there anything better to do? No, I still think this puts him in a sticky situation. Use card action, return that, give him 7K. Hopefully he doesn't have the counter. He does block. And then we play Kid Killer and get him at 0. Another Kid Killer would guarantee a win for us. Because Teach is going to shut this off. One more card with Rush and we got the win. Almost guaranteed. But we don't have it. He's not going to use Teach. What is my blood doing? Give him double 2K. What is he doing? I feel like he definitely wins if he just used Teach. This is killing whatever it swings at. Maybe I should have taken that. 5 Dawn there. Yeah, we'll take. What is he doing? No. My brother in Christ. It's interesting. Yeah, you got it. GG. Why not? Okay, he's gone. Well, this is Kid Killer, well, yeah, this is Kid Killer. This is Kid. Actually, hold up. If he had played Teach, then he had turned this off, but then he could have swung into here, and then no, I feel like he definitely was in a good spot to go for it. I guess I had this, where is he? I had Wire I could have used to have Rush. So actually, yeah, we would have been fine because Wire would have gotten Rush. I would just have to swing with this, make him at 7K. He is bricked up completely. He would have had to block, and then Wire would have secured the win. Yeah, so we were good either way, but maybe he knew that. He thought the Teach wouldn't be very good. He needed to go for it. So maybe that actually was a good call. He did split his Dawn up kind of weird, though. I would have almost certainly swung with Burgess first, I feel like. And then that's just too much Dawn. That wouldn't even been a possibility in my mind. I would have cleared board because both of my targets were swingable. But then again, he had no idea what my hand is. It could have been anything with Rush. It was a weird one. Weird calls. But what do you think about Kid? Pretty fun list, huh? Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.